Valentine's Day is coming up, and if your Valentine is anything like me, we still want to be watching horror movies. So I've created a list of 14 movies that I think fit the Valentine's Day vibe. They aren't necessarily on the subject or romantic, but they fit the vibes, you know? I'm starting off this list with a movie where I will take any opportunity I can to convince people who haven't seen it to watch it. And of course, it's 2024's Lisa Frankenstein. I genuinely think this is one of the most romantic and sweet movies that I've ever seen. Lisa Frankenstein is about a girl named Lisa Swallows who is trying to survive her high school experience after undergoing a really traumatic event in her life. And she finds a lot of solace in visiting the local cemetery, and one grave in particular she's really drawn to. And after a stormy night, the resident of that grave finds his way to her, and a bunch of events transpire from there. This movie has so much heart. I love it so much personally, and I will never shut up about it. If you love kind of an unconventional romance with horror and comedy elements kind of mixed in, I think you will absolutely adore this. It is genuinely one of my favorite movies. I cry every time. Zelda Williams and Diablo Cody are my personal dream team of filmmakers. I think it's a perfect film, and if you haven't seen it, this would be a great Valentine's Day watch. I'm going to get the very cliche, obligatory film out of the way in the beginning because you know it's coming, and that of course is My Bloody Valentine. I watched this for the first time over the weekend in preparation to make this video, and I gotta say I wasn't I don't know why I was not expecting mining, but this has some really fun Valentine's Day visuals. It has that classic 2000s grimy kind of vulgar vibe to it. This one could be fun to watch with just a group of friends, or if you're looking for something that's not so serious and very non-committal, this would be the one. Strange Darling is a 2024 film about two people who have a one-night stand gone wrong. And the storytelling in this film is so creative in the way that they show you the story out of order, so you're only given bits and pieces, and it's up to you as the viewer to kind of interpret what you think is happening. I love this. I watched it, and I watched it I think a couple days later because I was just it's stunning in the colors and that richness that you want in a film for Valentine's Day. The next movie on this list is going to be Your Monster from 2024. I have a lot of 2024 movies on here, but they hit the vibe correctly. Your Monster is about a woman named Laura Franco who, while undergoing cancer treatment, her dirtbag boyfriend leaves her because he can't handle it, and she is left to pick up the pieces by herself. She is back in her childhood home, and as she tries to heal from these events, the monster from her childhood comes to life. I think this is the cousin of Lisa Frankenstein. That's how I describe it, is the warmer, cozier, where Lisa Frankenstein has the kind of electric 80s color palette and energy. This is the softer, cozier, warmer version of Lisa Frankenstein that has musical theater elements kind of woven throughout, and this is stunning. I do think Lisa Frankenstein and Your Monster would be a really cute back-to-back Valentine's Day movie date. You know, with Valentine's Day there's going to be a lot of dinner dates, so my next Valentine's Day recommendation is going to be Fresh. Fresh is about a woman named Noah who is sick and tired of modern dating practices and dating apps and men in general. When she meets a man named Steve at the grocery store in a very nonchalant way, and I am going to stop there with my summary and let you see what unfolds. This movie is so good. If you're looking for something to really get your heart racing, to be kind of on the edge of your seat and engaged the whole time, this is gonna be that film. If you are looking to laugh with your Valentine and not take yourselves too seriously, my next recommendation is going to be the 1990 Frank Henenlotter film, Frankenhooker. Frankenhooker is about a woman named Elizabeth getting killed in a tragic accident in her father's birthday party, and her inventor boyfriend goes to great lengths to bring her back, and This is like over the top, campy. This movie walked so the substance could run, and if you watch it, you'll understand what I mean. There's body horror, there's comedy, it's it's over the top, it's 90s, and just give it a try. It's on Peacock. I'm sure there will be tons of Valentine's Day weddings, so why not warm up to your walk down the aisle by watching Ready or Not. This film is about a woman named Grace who is getting married to her husband, and she has no idea that her husband's family has kind of an odd tradition of welcoming a new spouse into the family by playing a game, and of course all hell breaks loose from there. This has some of your bread and butter elements of horror, things that are disgusting and scary and tense, but also there are these moments of comedic relief. I couldn't have a Valentine's Day list without including a vampire movie, and I'm going to opt for Robert Eggers' 2024 Nosferatu. The film Nosferatu follows a woman named Ellen Hutter who was recently married but had previously called out into the dark for a companion, a friend, an angel, and her yearning has awakened something very, very dark, and she is being haunted by this fact. This is great if you're maybe someone who has like two guys pining over you. This is insanely beautiful, just like one of the most stunning films you'll ever see. There's that gothic romance element to it, but there's also some of the most foul and disgusting and scary moments as well. So if you are into anything with filmmaking as far as like costume design, special effects, makeup, practical effects, sets, cinematography, this is like 10 out of 10 on all scales. I love this. I just watched this again recently, and it's a masterpiece. Highly, highly recommend. I had to include Jennifer's Body on this list because how could I not? Jennifer's Body follows Jennifer Check and her best friend Needy as they navigate life as teenage girls, but we come to find out that Jennifer has actually been possessed by a demon and starts killing boys. This film is so iconic. This is another one where Jennifer's Body walked so Lisa Frankenstein could run. There are so many great parallels between the two, and I just think this is a really fun one, especially if you're doing like an anti-Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day, you're mad at men. This one is a little on the nose, but The Bride of Chucky I think is perfect for Valentine's Day. You have Tiffany Valentine, and this is another one that's just a great horror comedy, kind of that like vulgar humor, and you know, the romantic elements of Tiffany and Chucky. If gothic romance is your vibe and you need a double feature to go along with Nosferatu, might I suggest Crimson Peak. Crimson Peak follows Edith, a young author who has a very special ability to communicate with the dead. She falls for a mysterious man and follows him back to his manor after they are wed. It's a very haunting tale, like a very gothic romance vibe, gorgeous costume design and beautiful visuals. It's directed by Guillermo del Toro, so that's kind of like the overall vibe. And again, a really great option for a double feature with Nosferatu. When I think of Valentine's Day, I think of pink and red, and the other association I have with those colors is Carrie from the movie Carrie. Carrie, the film, is so iconic. I think even if you haven't seen it, you know the imagery, you know that scene. This story follows a girl named Carrie who is relentlessly bullied in school. She's picked on constantly, and she just doesn't fit in. She's very shy, she's very quiet, and she has a mother who kind of further alienates her from the rest of her peers. And all these odd things kind of start happening around her, and she starts to suspect that she has some sort of supernatural elements within her. And I think we all kind of know what happens from there. If you are looking for a movie about long distance love that prevails, self-discovery, and some gorgeous dance numbers, you're gonna want to watch Pearl this Valentine's Day. Pearl is a complete masterpiece. Obviously we start with Pearl, who is feeling trapped on her family's farm, and she has a very rigid mother who does not want her to explore her dreams of becoming a star and being on stage. And all of this is happening while her husband, Howard, is away at war, and she's working through all of these very big feelings. I think this is truly such a gorgeous film, and like all of the little references to The Wizard of Oz, the way that they try to make the film look like it's in Technicolor, the acting, the performance from Mia Goth is incredible. So if you're looking for something that's like a little unhinged for Valentine's Day, I would go for this one. I might. To round out this list, obviously we have to have the 2016 film The Love Witch. This film is the perfect Valentine's Day movie. And if you notice, there's a few movies on this list that are a little like, oh, why would you watch that with someone that you're seeing? It's a test. I think this is the perfect film to put on if you are like wanting to test the waters, or maybe make them a little bit afraid of you. I think this is the perfect film to watch. Our story follows Elaine, who is a practicing witch, through her very tumultuous love life, as she uses various kinds of love magic to try to find her Prince Charming. Time and again you'll hear me talk about how much I am drawn to color usage in film, but this is kind of where that started. The way that it is bright and bold and saturated, and the way it gives this like retro feeling even though it is set in a modern time. This is such a fun approach to a very satirical way of commenting on feminism and misogyny, and the way that those two things interact, and the way that women have traditionally been kind of raised to think about relationships and love and everything that comes along with that. I do have this entire list under my lists on Letterboxd. You can find me at xoJessalyn. If there are any movies that I need to be adding to my Valentine's Day watch list, please drop me a comment. I'm always looking to find new horror movies to add to my never-ending watch list. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe. I will be doing more horror movie lists like this. I love talking horror movies, reviews, what to watch, and I'm planning on bringing back my B Movie of the Week series, where I watch a B movie, low budget horror film, and then I talk about it on here. And I will also be covering my jewelry that is all inspired by horror films as well. So if you like things all spooky and creepy, I'm here. You'll be one of the first like 20 subscribers, so it's a high honor. And with that, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you and yours have a very happy and spooky Valentine's Day.